And what's the final thing that we would do that's logical? A logical next step is, of course, to invoice the sales order so we can finish that entire process up. So to invoice it, it's very simple. You identify the date that you want to invoice it, which financially this will go into my November period, whether or not I'm on calendar or I start my fiscal year anytime during the year. I'm going to invoice 5 out of the 5 that I've shipped. The system will not allow me to invoice more than what I've shipped. So it's very easy. I'm going to go into posting here. So I'm just going to click post. However, if you so choose to, through the setup, you can set up email addresses. In fact, you can set up multiple email addresses so that emails will go out to one or more person that should receive this invoice from the customer side. Of course, I'm going to skip that for now. I'm just going to post it. And in this case, I'm just going to do invoice. Now, you'll notice I've got a ship and invoice functionality here. Why is that important? It's important because, again, we want to make things easier for you. So imagine you're the order entry person that does the shipping at the same time, but at the same time, you want to generate the invoice in real time so you can affix that along with the bill of lading to the box, to the pallet, to the delivery of package that you're delivering to the customer. So at this point, I'm just going to hit OK. As soon as I do that in real time, of course, it's going to generate that invoice. For demo purposes and training purposes, I like to have this pop-up message pop up. You can turn this off if you want to once you're live. What it does, it allows me to see what that looks like in the background internally, what the document looks like posted. From here, you can always click print, send if you want to email that to the customer again. For instance, if you're doing your AR collection and the customer says, you know, I never got that invoice number 15 that you were talking about. So can you please resend that to me? So imagine being able to do that directly from here once you found it. From here, if I go into invoice and I go to fine entries, you can see all the debits and credits as well. Of course, you would have expected based on everything that you've seen so far that, of course, it's going to do in real time all the debits and credits in terms of the revenue, cost of goods sold, inventory, and so on. Again, I'm just trying to accentuate the fact that at this point, the software will inherently update this information for you. In addition, I also want to you to be aware of, this is more of a discussion later on for finance, in that if you look at the screen here, you can see that we have GL accounts, but we also have what we call dimensions. So you can allocate and distribute these expenses, cost of goods sold, revenue, etc., to different dimension code, whether it's customer type, product type. So what that means for you from an advanced perspective is that you can slice and dice your financial based on dimensionality, because that's definitely what's missing in a lot of different applications today, particularly QuickBooks. So I'm going to close that out, close that out, close that out. And finally, just to finish everything else off, we're going to go back to that purchase order that we did earlier. And we're going to go to number 9. And we're going to go ahead and post that just because that's the final step, just so you can see how easy it is. I put in the vendor's invoice number in here. We've shipped 10, received 10. Now I need to invoice 10, and I'm going to go ahead and post that. I'm just going to say receive an invoice because technically I don't have anything to receive anyhow, and it's done that. I don't need to look at it. I'm sure you can imagine that the software will update that. But similar to the sales order on a purchase order as well, once that purchase order or sales order has been fully received / shipped and invoiced, the purchase order or sales order will disappear, taking us fully into a complete cycle of a sales order with integration to purchasing, integration to warehousing, integration to the GL, inventory subledger, as well as now you've seen invoicing from a sales and purchase perspective.